right, good morning, everyone. Raylene, we already have a couple of our regulars that are tuned in this morning.
I am not surprised at all.
I'm not either on this beautiful Monday morning. Little dusty.
It's too hot.
It's hot and dusty and dirty and North Main Street, the street
I
sweeper.
shouldn't complain about the heat, but
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Street sweeper was out this morning. They got the the water that sprays down, and then the brushes are pulling it all up. And,
Yep.
There's still a lot of cars though that are parked on North Main Street,
Yes,
which is
there are.
kind of making that street sweeper have to go around. So good idea to maybe, I don't know. Do we know the schedule of when the street sweeper's coming through?
It's been posted several times, and there were a couple of days last week that you weren't supposed to park on Main Street, but people were anyways, and so I think they're still trying to get every, and it wasn't that you weren't supposed to. They asked respectfully that you respectfully not do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, little by little, they'll get it all up.
Okay. So here we are, Monday. Happy social media day today. Social media giving day, whatever the hell that means. On this July 15th. Saw that you posted that up this morning.
Yeah, maybe we're supposed to share GoFundMe's and give to GoFundMe's and things like that. And what better time to do that than right now when so many people are needing help, especially in the town of Plainfield.
Yeah.
My God.
Yep.
People literally lost their house, as in floating down the river, lost their house. Pets lost, cars lost, complete devastation. They have like 3 bridges in Plainfield, and all 3 of them are gone.
And I've heard, we both continue to hear about this town and that town and this individual and that individual, but Fayston, from what I've heard, is pretty much an island.
Yes, and Lyndonville as well.
Yeah, Lyndonville.
Yep.
Yeah. Johnson.
It's just terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the Missisquoi River Basin, the Lamoille River Basin, the Winooski River Basin, those areas are just in such rough shape.
And the thing is especially right now, you don't have to give a ton. If you give a case of water, it means the world to a lot of people. Yeah. If you go to the dollar store and buy 10 toothbrushes and drop them off at one of these centers, that means the world to somebody.
It sure does.
That does not have, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, just the basic hygiene needs and feminine needs, and just the basics are a huge deal right now.
Yeah. We have a lot to get to this morning. Let's give out a birthday shout out to Rob Roper. David Johnson is on the list today. Terry Pierce Sr., Cullen Hupp, Tim Malloy, Lori Miller, Brenda Supernaut, Matt Walker, and looks like Paul Watkins is on the birthday list today. He's such a great guy. I don't know if you know him.
I do not.
And Jared Carrier, all celebrating birthdays today. Do you have anyone? Does anyone?
No, yesterday was Larry Lozier's birthday, and we weren't here, so we can still say happy birthday to Larry today, though.
Well, Larry...
He won't mind.
Larry stopped by yesterday, and I told him I was going to give him a shout-out this morning on the air. I won't tell you how old he turned yesterday, but did you say 65?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Did I say 65?
You probably did. I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm guessing that Larry doesn't give a shit what you say.
That's probably true.
That's my guess.
You
know whose birthday was Saturday?
Who's that?
And Derek. He lives here in the building.
Yes.
He kind of is always around, always shoveling, sweeping, wiping, picking up something.
Shoveling snow.
Right. Well, he spent his entire birthday with us mucking. his entire birthday.
78.
Yeah, he stayed right at the top of the stairs with me, and as people brought the buckets up, he and I put them in the back of the pickup so that they could be driven away, and then we would walk over and help dump them out. He and I did not go up and down stairs.
Yeah.
But we did the from the top of the stairs to the pickup and emptied them. But that man is just he blows my mind. Absolutely incredible.
Such a sweet guy.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe he's doing that shit at 78.
Me either. And he's had some pretty significant medical events that and he's diabetic,
Yeah.
and none of that has shut him down. That's for damn sure.
Amazing.
Tough guy.
Yeah, wicked. I want to talk this morning about the Den.
Yes.
You posted up this morning that the word's out.
They're open 7 days a week now, Monday through Thursday, 5 to 12 a.m., 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., and then Fridays, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., Saturdays, noon to 2 a.m., and Sundays, noon to 8.
Isn't that great?
But, I mean, they have a great menu. The air conditioning is always on Arctic blast over there. That's what I love. But it's like line dancing, pool tournaments, all kinds of great stuff outdoors. The fire pits, not that you want to be around a fire pit today, but cornhole, ring toss. They have rip tickets. Every week they have line dancing, karaoke. This week is Laugh Local Vermont is coming on Wednesday evening. They will be there with the for the pool tournament as well. Tuesdays they have karaoke and line dancing. Thursdays they have line dancing. Friday nights they always have a DJ, and Saturday nights they always have a band. And once in a while they'll have a band on both nights. But yeah, they just do incredible stuff over there. Lunch, dinner, and really kick-ass burgers. Just saying, their smash burger is my favorite. And what are those the things that you loved? The bear droppings, I think is what they're called. But they're like little egg rolls that are
stuffed with pulled pork.
Yes, they're absolutely incredible. So
and then deep fried.
I know.
And then slathered up with barbecue sauce.
I know. How can you be disappointed in that? But we can't forget that they're also the perfect spot for your next special event, wedding, get together,
family reunion.
If you're doing a benefit for somebody, it's a great spot, especially motorcycles, ATVs, things like that. All welcome. 802-455-2142 is the Den.
Great people over there. Just everyone. I love it. The whole staff. We should go over there and have some lunch one of these days. Bring Andy with us and put down some food.
Love you too, Clayton.
Yeah. Just a couple of messages here that are coming in, and of course we have some news to talk about too. But big shout out this morning to everyone in, and I don't just say Barre City, but just all municipalities, fire, EMS, first responders, EMTs. Working so hard through the weekend, putting in crazy hours, putting in hours that they weren't planning on putting in, and away from their families to just help. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that, frankly, we don't really even know about or see, and their phones are ringing, their pagers are going off. The dispatch has been so busy, and they're just running around nonstop, multitasking and juggling many pins. And I just a big shout out to them.
Yes.
There's bottled water up at the auditorium. Clean out kits, mold remediation chemicals are going to be arriving very soon. So bring your trailers up there if you want some. They're also going to have I'm just reading here, just a crisis cleanup team that's going to be available up there. I know
Team Rubicon. They're on their way.
Yeah, Rubicon is on their way. Not surprised.
Me either.
Southern Baptists are here. The Mennonites are continuing to work so hard. We're far from out of the woods on this. There's a lot of work that
And
needs to
the
be
Berry
done.
Congregational Church is kicking into high gear. Laundry Love again. That schedule has been
Oh
posted.
yes,
Thank
you.
And in regards to where are food trucks located for non-flooded folks, the Food Truck Thursdays is right around the corner. Food Truck Thursday and concert in the park.
Yes.
If there are food trucks in the area, like the Taco Shell, I know that he would serve anybody that came.
Yeah. And has.
Yeah, and has. Other than that, I'm really not sure of the local, if there's food trucks that are out and about. I think that some are choosing to come to town and give food to flood victims and to the volunteers. And so they just show up sporadically, but it's nothing that's planned really. There is, Enough Ministries is providing food. They're doing great stuff. They've been doing it at the church and at the auditorium.
Yeah.
Dan's been putting out 1,000 meals per day. That's because they do 3 meals per day. And that is above and beyond what is always in their, their little cupboard that's in refrigerator that's outside behind the church. All kinds of different things like that going on all over. I know in Plainfield, Positive Pie has been putting out food for people every single day.
Yeah.
And they've been sending some to Barry as well. But other than that, I'm really not sure.
I see here that we have a heat advisory that's been issued for portions of central and southern Champlain Valley starting at noon today until tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Yeah, because of this damn humidity, which is going to get better after tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is going to start, and into Wednesday is going to start the cool down, and I'm looking forward to it. It's still going to be hotter on Thursday, Friday, but it's the humidity is going to be way low. So
last night, Sherilyn and I were out on the patio, and it was, I don't know what the temperature was. It had to be 60-something, lower 60s maybe. It was such a relief, and we were just sitting there and looking up at the stars. We saw the International Space Station pass overhead last night, and it was the moon. Have you seen the moon sitting low on the horizon?
Yes.
It's just beautiful.
yes.
It's just perfect temperatures. So scattered showers and thunderstorms expected today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Some stronger storms could lead to some isolated flash flooding, pardon me, and some gusty winds. So,
And severe lightning, they're saying.
yeah.
And
yeah, I
the
heard
lightning, we could have lightning coming from both directions, is what I heard the weatherman saying this morning, that the ground lightning,
that. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah. We're watching the weather very carefully here. We're going to be. That's almost our priority above all, I think, all things. Raylene, is we keep an eye on the weather quickly, because let's be honest, it affects all of us. No matter who you are, what you do for a living, whatever, where you live, the weather affects us big time. I see overnight we have a man that was shot by a Vermont trooper. What do we know about this? This was in Burke?
Yes, and I know that he was, they're not really saying a lot. There was an incident he was shot at, and he is in the hospital. He was not killed, but he is in the hospital for medical attention for his injuries.
And anyone that has info is asked to call the police barracks in Derby. Of course, you can always do that anonymous tip stuff online, but that's one of the stories this morning. Here in Vermont, we have horrible story about a little 3-year-old who drowned in a pool in Windham County. Unreal.
Yeah.
So sad.
It is very sad.
We have a big crash apparently in Jeffrey, Vermont, or Jaffrey, Vermont, southern Vermont, right
I
down
never
on the border.
even heard of it.
I never have. Well, I think I may have, but one person dead in that crash, which apparently involved an electric scooter. I don't know. It's just every Monday, and we say this every Monday. There's just we come in here and it's like, my God, the stuff that we see of what's happening.
I know. And then the state of Vermont, the Department of Health this weekend issued a kind of like a newsletter, and I posted that. So it was posted yesterday. I'm probably going to continue to share that, though, a few times throughout the week. But it's swimming after floods, like the safety of this. Is what is safe is don't do it. It's not safe to go swimming after these floods for numerous reasons.
Or kayaking,
yeah,
unless you're
just not.
Or boating, or kayaking, river tubing, any stuff like that.
Right, and not just because of the flow, but the toxin, that are in the water right now, debris that's in the water. It's just super dangerous, and so just plain and simple, just don't do it. It's not safe. There's nothing about it that's safe.
Yeah.
So don't.
And it's pretty nasty. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had some stuff that was soaked with some of the water in our basement, and then those items, clothing items, ended up in my car, which I rolled the windows up, and those things sat in my car with the windows up, and the heat, just baked those things. What I'm saying is the inside of my car right now doesn't smell very good. Mm-hmm. Which I'm sure
you better look for worms.
Yeah, I'm sure
you'll find it when the flies all hatch.
Oh my God! It's just how did I forget those things in the car? Take them out before you roll up the windows. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's disgusting.
A interesting article I thought this morning, or a news story, was Rutland preparing for a visit from a motorcycle group with ties to organized crime. And I don't know what motorcycle group. I think they all have that rep, don't you? And there's the motorcycle groups are some of the most amazing people ever. They do so many rides for vets and to support children and hospitals. And I mean, talk about a group of people that are just freaking amazing people. And the fact that if you're in a motorcycle club, that means that you're involved in organized crime, makes me a little bit pissy, truthfully, because
well, some of them are.
Some of them are, but so are people in government. So are people in
but they don't ride around on motorcycles with leather vests on.
They ride around in a Porsche instead, so that makes it better. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's like a pit bull versus a Shih Tzu or a Chihuahua. You know what? Chihuahuas are more vicious than a pit bull will ever be, but the pit bull has the name. It just is such. What do you mean? They should prepare for any big group, big gathering.
Sure.
No matter who it is. And,
Agree.
Stigma.
Yeah.
I know a lot of boys that put those vests on, and I'll tell you what, when the chips are down, they're there.
Yeah. Totally. Absolutely. So Rutland's freaking out about it?
Well, I mean, there are people freaking out about it, and they're on several government watch lists and stuff. But, sometimes I just think that a lot of the Yeah. There are a lot of people that should be on a watch list, and there are a lot of people that shouldn't be.
Do you think I should be?
Absolutely. 100%. Without a freaking question. I'll even write to them and tell them so.
Is there anything else going on in Vermont to recap in the news? I'm not really seeing a whole lot of stuff this morning.
Not really, and
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, the big news is the flood and how devastating it was
Yeah.
across the state this
Yeah.
time, and it really seems to be in scattered locations too.
Sure. I've got some information here that is just coming into me from the deputy commissioner Dan Batsey from Department of Public Safety. Of course, just reminding all Vermonters to report damage to 211. Those are probably the three most important numbers to remember for anything, any questions that
Absolutely.
you have. It starts there.
We've been beating that drum since the day we started talking
Right.
on air here
Right.
on the podcast. 211
Exactly.
211 211. And it's something that you and I have discussed a lot, that many people didn't even know what it was or that it existed. When I would say that to people,
Yeah.
they would look at me like I had three heads.
Yeah, I know.
And that is one of the most informative numbers you can ever call for anything
For
that you
anything.
need,
Yeah.
anything that you question. I don't care if you're looking for tax help or a lawyer,
Yeah.
but right now that is where you are going to report any damage, even if you think
Anything.
it's minor.
Right.
And it's no big deal. It needs to be reported no matter what.
And you can also go to Vermont211.org too, if you want to do it online. But it's essential. You've got to do this, and like we say, and we bang this drum too. It doesn't matter how big or small the damage is. I mean, no matter what it is, you got a tree that fell in the backyard and took out part of your shed. But it's not that bad. Oh, my brother-in-law can fix it up. It doesn't matter. You should still report it.
Right.
Get it. They need to know. They need to assess damage. And boy, I'll tell you, the city is doing such a great job going around assessing damage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
And
constantly moving.
In the assessment, what 211 does, though, is that is what determines whether or not FEMA assistance is given and how much FEMA assistance is given. So without that being reported to 211, they may think that there's really not all that much damage here,
Yeah.
and there's no need. And when we all know different, there's a very great need. And so it's really important that those things get reported. And if you think that your neighbor doesn't know, tell them. If you think they do know, tell them anyway. Remind them that they need to do it. And it's just super, super important that everybody do that.
Yeah. Again, Vermont211.org, or you can just dial 211.
And three other numbers that
Yes.
are important right now is 511.
Yeah.
That's where you can get updates of road closures.
Okay.
Right now, we know that you are taking detours everywhere you look. You can't, you literally can't get there from here, kind of thing right now.
Yep.
It's getting to the farm yesterday. As you know, you would normally go 302 the whole way into Groton, and that's a no-no. So we had to take 25 for a bit and hop over to Bradford, get on the interstate, go all the way to Wells River to get back to where my son's, the opposite side. And then on the way home, we took the Forest Road home and down into Marshfield and Plainfield and that way. But even then, you get into you have to take a couple of detours there as well. You have to take 214
Yeah.
over into North Montpelier and then take 14. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It often takes you at least twice as long to get from A to B as it did.
Right. So 511 is the place for those updates.
right at
And
the
Waze, yes.
Yeah.
Hillary's correct. Waze is the local roads because
That's-
511 is just the state.
great point. That 302-25 intersection right there, where you see the road that is it now says it was saying closed, and now it says closed for through traffic.
Right.
So if you, I think, which is about the real damage is like, I don't know how many miles. It's like 8 miles.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8 miles
Right.
after that intersection is where and it's through all those S curves right before Route,
Before you get to Puffers. Yes.
yeah, and Route 232, which anyone knows if they've driven through there that's that river comes through there. That's the S curve.
Right.
But man, there was so much work that was done right there after Irene and after the flood last July. That right in that whole area. And now
So did they take the barricades down yet?
No.
When we were headed there yesterday, the barricade was still up that said road closed. And we could
Yes.
see that on the other lane it was open, but we assumed that was just so people that lived there
Yes.
could use the road.
they have-
and they're trying to keep the traffic to a minimum.
Yes, they've updated that. It just says closed to through traffic. So if you're coming up 302 and you see that sign, you can get a few miles to your home if you live there, obviously. But how long 302 is going to be closed, God only knows. The pictures are unbelievable.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
I mean, 302 is just cut in half right over there. Unreal.
Yeah.
I know that you're looking at me this morning and you're like, God, Shady, you look amazing.
Where do you come up with this shit? Like what made you all of a sudden pull that out of your ass?
Because as soon as I put my glasses on from Optical Expressions, you said, "Damn, does he look good? He looks like a movie star." Is that what you were saying? Thinking?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, the look on your face was like, "Ooh, JD, you look good."
Okay.
But so, just so you know,
Good gracious.
and maybe you don't know, I got these glasses at Optical Expressions, and I know that they have shaved probably 5 to 10 years off of my life,
Oh yes.
off of
Yes.
my age.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Glenn saying Yoda. Oh my God.
I always think of Simon. Remember Simon, the little stick figure guy?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then his glasses.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I see you with your glasses on.
Oh, well, thank you.
Simon.
I think. So Optical Expressions right now has this huge sale that's going on in July. They did this last year for sunglasses. So listen, if you want a really good pair of shades,
Yes.
you want to stop fooling around with the dollar store shades. Get over to Optical Expressions. They're on the 4th floor of the Blanchard Block, and this month they've got 25% off all in-stock sunglasses.
Yes, they
If
do.
you really like a pair of frames that they have there, and you want to turn them into sunglasses, 50% all in-stock frames. So you say, those are the frames I like, they'll put the sunglasses in there for you.
Right.
And
Pretty awesome.
Then they will make you look incredible.
Absolutely.
State-of-the-art facility in there. They're just amazing. And if you want to set up an eye exam, do it. Don't wait. It's so easy to do. You can walk in there, just hop in the elevator, 4th floor, Blanchard Block, right next to the Opera House. Or you can just call them, 223-2090. But don't let this pass you up. If you want a good pair of shades, get over to Optical Expressions. Month of July only. And we're halfway into July.
I know.
What the hell?
It's official. Gary.
I've had a few people ask me about the Heritage Festival and will that be happening? We haven't heard anything as far as we know.
As far as we know, it's still a go. I mean, they're doing a great job cleaning the city up. Everything takes place up on this end and on Main Street anyway. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. And really, we need it. We could all use it. And I'm assuming in a couple of weeks, it will be a much welcomed break
All
for
right.
everyone.
Now, usually on Mondays, you post up the Vermont Road Construction
It's up
report.
there.
Okay. That, I'm sure, has just gone from this big to this big.
Right. Which means that some jobs that were originally on that list will probably not get completed this year. Again, because of the time that is needed to be repairing. Time and money.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know about you, but I love talking about the weather. I love looking at the weather and stuff. By the way, that apartment building in Plainfield made the video link of the Weather Channel. So when you get on the Weather Channel app on your phone, it showed the video of that apartment complex in Plainfield. So
just horrible.
I just tend to kind of watch over the shoulder. I like to see, what's coming, because this Hurricane Beryl was way, way, way the hell down south, and so many of us, we don't have to worry about anything. We have to worry about all of these storms, Raylene.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a horrible Atlantic hurricane season. And all of them, I don't care if they look like they're headed for the Gulf Coast or if they're coming up the East Coast, where they're starting from.
One wind gust in the other direction
Absolutely
changes everything.
You're right. So I don't know. I'm just watching what's happening. Did we ever get hit by that giant asteroid that we were supposed to get hit last week?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
It kind of felt like we got hit by a giant asteroid. I know I feel like I got hit by a giant asteroid.
So do I.
But,
I probably look like I got hit by an asteroid.
But
God.
to my knowledge, it didn't happen.
It was supposed to be the size of the Statue of Liberty. We've heard in the past years the size of a bus. Those all missed us, just brushed past our atmosphere. But this last one, which was, I think it was supposed to hit right around when we had the flood, like Thursday, Friday-ish. But we didn't. No one got hit by the asteroid? As far as we know? Okay.
As far as I know.
All right. What else is going on?
Well,
Talk to me.
hello. I mean, the big news is the attempted assassination of Donald Trump.
Of course.
That is going on, and
Yeah. Amazing.
and I said yesterday, I posted yesterday, no matter which side of the aisle you're on,
Yep.
that's just not okay. In no way is it okay, and it's frightening. It's very telling of where we are as a country, and the divisiveness, and it's frightening. No matter where you stand, this should not be happening.
And you know what? And I note that the media is partly to blame here, but so is social media. The amount of misinformation that went out seconds after. I mean, everyone's got
The memes were created within
just
minutes, like literal minutes. The memes started, and there's nothing about this that's funny or a joke.
no. And
at all.
everybody's got a cell phone, so I mean, it's just I heard, and the Chinese whispers, and it's just, and it just,
I mean,
it literally runs through the world at nuclear speeds. So be careful of the misinformation out there about what happened and what happened
and
afterwards.
it's all over. It's even on news stations. I mean, it depends on which news station you watch. They all have a different story to tell. They all have a different, push, and They all support different people. There are stations that are, more Democrat. There are stations that are more Republican, and you're getting,
Sure.
So the rhetoric continues
Yeah.
through media. It just does, and it's more hyped up, and it makes people more sensitive. And there are some people that think it was Biden's speech that he was given, and other people think it's Trump's rhetoric of the fixed election.
Yeah.
So it's just all out there, and it's
Everywhere.
huge. And somehow we got to pull it back, because this whole place has gone batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
And now he's from what I'm seeing, Trump has rewritten his speech that he's going to be giving for the Republican National Convention.
Yeah, and I mean, high security there, as there should be. We have a lot of local candidates that are running for offices. We have a lot of locals that are there. They've gone there for this convention, and I'm just guessing that they're a little worried and looking over their shoulder as well.
Yeah. The Secret Service agents that were there at this rally. I'm gonna try to be careful and respectful with what I have to say. But I think it is a safe assumption that many, many, many people in the world were surprised how, because there's basically three perimeters, security perimeters: the inner circle, the middle circle, and the outer circle. The outer circle pushes 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 football fields. I had heard in the news that there was a guy there, this 20-year-old, who appeared to be pretty suspicious, and that phone calls were made to police hours before this rally, saying there's a dude walking around here that's pretty funky.
I have not heard that.
And it was, for whatever reason, that wasn't dealt with or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And how someone with today's technology of security, how we should be able to see a bumblebee on a lamppost, hundreds of yards away. How somebody could get a rifle within 150 yards of the president is baffling to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember when Reagan was shot, and I understand how that unfolded. And something like that would never be done today. A president would never be walking out of the back of a building and put in a car where the public could be within close proximity to. That changed a lot when Reagan was shot. But it's unless I'm missing something here, it's just baffling to me that someone with a rifle could be up on a rooftop within 150 yards. I just don't understand that. How was he not seen?
Right.
And I don't understand. I wasn't there. I'm not Secret Service. I don't know all the protocols and everything that has to be done. But I think many of us have a lot of questions that should be answered here. Like, what went wrong? How did that get missed?
Mm-hmm.
And just like you, doesn't matter if it was an attempt on on Biden or Trump. I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he's alive. And if it was Biden, I'm glad he would be okay and he would be alive.
Right, and we have to think about the gentleman who lost his life right in front of his family, and the other victims that were there. Really, everybody that was there was a victim, as far as I'm concerned, injury or not.
Sure.
Because the toll that is going to take on mental health is got to be
course.
incredible. I can't imagine being right there and hearing the shots and just the whole thing, how chaotic that must have been. And yeah.
Well, obviously, the agency is gonna dive in deep to an investigation of how this all went down, and I think that some of us in the public sector should be privy to some of that, and maybe not privy to other parts of it.
Right.
But my God, I mean, it was holy shit, Raylene. Where were you when you got this news?
I think I was here mucking.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely the biggest story here. We have Texans still waiting for their power to come back on. 300,000 homes and businesses still without power. And, man, are they dealing with the heat. They've got all kinds of heat warnings, and people are just dropping from the heat out there. I would not want to be Greg Abbott right now. He's got a lot of work.
Yeah.
But, and again, like I said earlier, meteorologists are saying that the Atlantic hurricane season could be abnormally active with as many as 25 named storms from now until November. Possible. 25.
I know it's like a sauna in here. Do you think it's hot in here? It is freaking hot in here.
Yeah.
It's because of all the moisture still in here.
Exactly.
Trying to dry the basement out now.
I thought of you yesterday because the last time this happened, you bitched and moaned about it. The price of the postage stamp. Yesterday it went up again.
I know. My dad pissed and moaned about it. He bought stamps on Saturday because they were going to raise the prices again. So he bought them ahead of time. And
So he knew.
yeah, he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like a few weeks now, at least when it came out. Yeah.
And what kind of stuff comes out of his mouth? Where's all this extra money going?
No, I can't even say the things my father says. You think that I can say controversial things?
Goddamn people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So it's gone up by 5 cents to 73 cents now. Does your dad want to come on the air with me and have a constructive
No, my
conversation
dad's
about
not
this?
allowed.
Okay.
No. I can promise you right now that that would not be a good thing.
Yeah. What's the rest of this week look like for us here? I mean, obviously we're going to be on the air every morning. We're going to tell people what we know, what's going on with the weather and all that shit. And hopefully we'll be able to reschedule Walker Fitch, who was supposed to be on the air with us Thursday morning.
Right.
Which was in the thick of the flood. So, anyway, check it sports. Red Sox beat the Kansas City Royals 5-0. And they're going to be with the Dodgers, I think, next. This coming Friday. Red Sox and Dodgers. Yeah. Got to get to a Mountaineers game. I got to get over there. I haven't had a chance yet to get to Recreation Field, but it's a must. Have you ever done anything like that? You ever gone over to see the Mountaineers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Over in Montpelier.
Yeah, in Montpelier. Yeah. For Mountaineers beat Sanford 11-4 at home, and they're going to be back at Recreation Field tonight, taking on the Keene Swamp Bats, which is a pretty good rival team. Looks like the Lake Monsters got an 8-5 win over Nashua. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get to the ballpark. I don't know. It's definitely not going to be tonight for the Keene Swamp Bats, but looks like they're going to be with
Are you
Newberry.
saying swamp ass?
No, Swamp Bats.
Okay.
Swamp ass is a whole nother. There were a few people. Can I say this?
That we're feeling a little swamp ass over the weekend?
Yeah. Few people here in this building too. Mm-hmm. Running the pressure washers and.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. It sounded like swamp ass to me too.
Swamp bats.
It must be the Connecticut accent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I have. Yeah, of course. That's exactly what I have. I have a Connecticut. Fuck that. Connecticut accent, my ass. I think I do have a little bit of mud in the crack, though.
Oh, God. We don't want to hear
I
it.
think.
We do not want to hear it.
Get in there with the
We don't care about your crack.
pressure washer. Maybe Beth can get in there with the pressure washer. Anyway, have a wonderful day, everyone.
Have a great day.
Remember, call 211 if you have any questions or concerns, or you got any damage or flooding or mold remediation questions, or
And to report your damage,
Report
no
your
matter
damage.
what the damage is, no matter how big, small. If you aren't sure if you have damage,
yeah.
whatever, call 211.
Mm-hmm.
It matters for FEMA assistance.
Yes, it does. And go up to the Barry Auditorium this week. Get some water.
Mm-hmm.
Stop off and give some love to the folks from
Mm-hmm.
Enough Ministries who are giving a whole boatload of love to our community with meals that they're cooking up there. Stop over at
And the volunteers like Heather Slayton that
Yeah.
are keeping it open and
I know.
offering services and
Yeah.
helping people navigate through the process. A big thank you to Amy Zarmois, who is also
she's amazing.
opening up the store to flood victims. And
Yeah.
there's a process that's on our page as well. Just great things happening. Once again, we're going to fight it together and do all we can to be here for each other.
And speaking of Heather Slayton, look, this flood took a hit on everyone's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
If you need help, get in touch with Washington County Mental Health. There's no wait list. All you have to do is call them. It's 229-0591. We'll post that up in the comment section here.
And their ad is posted earlier
it's
this
already
morning.
up
So
on it.
it's all
Right,
there.
right.
All the information's there.
Just ask to speak with someone about your stress.
Yeah.
There's no bill. You're not going to get a bill,
No.
and they don't
3 to
keep-
5 free sessions, anything
Right.
flood related. You don't have to fill out paperwork. You don't have
You have
to
to
be
fill-
a
right.
patient of theirs. You don't have to.
There's no records
There's
kept.
no nothing. It's just literally help for you.
Yeah, real people talking to real people
That's
about
right.
real stress and real
Absolutely.
problems. So
So
we love them. Thanks, everyone.
have a great day.
Have a wonderful day. Take good care of one another. If you can help out in any way today, tomorrow, this week, keep watch of our Aired Out podcast for information. If you see something that you like, share it, tell others. And thanks for tuning in. And thanks to all our sponsors right here, right now. Have a great week. We're going to have a great week. It's going to be wonderful. Over and out. We'll catch you tomorrow morning.